Hey guys, Curly-chan here. This is week 9 of the European LCS Summer Split, and I'm here now with Supa Impaler. You just won your game against Rocket, and I saw you tweeted that you had a plan and executed it perfectly, so do you mind telling me what it was?
We came into the game knowing that Rocket wasn't very good at like the lane swap aspects because they're a really strong team mechanically, and they're really strong when they play standard. So we thought we'd just throw them off their game a little, make them kind of force this dragon that they like to do when they're behind because they feel that they have to do something to react. So we knew as soon as they were behind, they were going to try and make objective plays, and we just shut them out of the game. I followed Eve around like the entire game, and from there, we were just ahead from the start to the end.
Did you think that something might go wrong after they got first blood and then that fight in the bot lane, which was between the towers and really weird?
Yeah, it was a really bloodthirsty game, but we've died level 1 so many times to Fnatic in scrims that we just accept it now. It's like, it's fine, we've dealt with this situation 100 times before. This is just another one of them games. And the bot dive was just crazy. It's just them thinking they're behind again and really forcing something. So we just had to react, and I played around with cocoons and stuff, made them use flashes under turrets. And yeah, it was just really like action-packed early, and it was actually really fun to play.
Then there was that fight a dragon where they kind of threw their lead. Do you think they could have done something differently there?
I don't know. They really forced the dragon because they felt they were behind, and they had to do something. Or that's what they were thinking. And when we knew they were doing dragon, we knew we could fight this. I think we were talking on like the voice comms. We're like, oh, they're choking a little, just force this fight. And it was free win because they're already so low from dragon. So really, they should have just not forced it in the first place. It was really, really hardly forced.
So let's talk a bit about the jungle. What do you think about the changes in the 4-point patch 11? Because we barely saw any new junglers, even though we saw a new item and buffs to Maokai and stuff.
I'm surprised Maokai hasn't been played yet because he's actually really strong, but he's very herbivore. So any junglers like Lee Sin and stuff, they can shut him down early. And I really don't like the new jungle item, the tanky one. It feels really unfulfilling. Hence why on Elise I went for the Spirit Wraith or whatever it's called, yeah, the AP one, because it gives you that early power that you need. So I've swapped around my Quints on Elise now to AP, and I'm just trying to be that strong level 3 to 6 jungler that really Elise is.
We've seen you play Rengar a bit in the previous weeks. Was Mimer mad that you got to play him instead of him?
Mimer wasn't mad because it really gives Mimer more options because we can pick Rengar early and then he can counterpick his lane with Rengar if we pick it early. And it just gives him a lot more freedom because when we can pick something that like 2 or 3 people can play on our team, they can't really like counter it because we can just swap wherever it goes. And that's why Mima is now like, he's more likely to play Rengar now than ever, but we just haven't seen a matchup he wants it yet.
And we also seen you play Jarvan 4, and I don't think much people have played him besides you. So why do you think that is?
I think Jarvan's really good, but he's like only good versus a few junglers. And I've scrimmed a lot against Fnatic recently, as I said, and Cyanide kept on playing Jarvan against my Elise. And I think it's actually a really good matchup for Jarvan. I'm not quite sure on the specifics yet, but Jarvan's strong early as well, like that 3 to 4 timing. And if you can lane swap a lot and force a level 3 gank, Jarvan's CC is incredible and his early damage is incredible now that they changed his passive. So like the first hit does a lot more damage. So it's got a lot more burst than before, and with that burst you can get the early kills that you need.
And now on the new patch that's on the live servers, they added the jungle timers. What are your thoughts about that?
There's a lot of people saying they really don't like it, and I dislike it. I think it kind of does dumb down the game a little, but I see what Riot are aiming to do. They're trying to make it so people don't make flaws on jungle timers and stuff, and instead they can focus more on the game and force fights around these objectives when both teams know it's up. But personally, I don't think it was necessary because the good teams and the good players are already playing a lot around these buffs. And it's a skill of a jungler to be able to time your own buff, prepare for your own buff, and prepare for the enemy buffs. And though I think it's lost a little bit of that, it really hasn't changed so much to like completely change the game.
You seem to have secured your place in the playoffs. Do you think you can make it to Worlds though?
I think we're going to be close. Like if we're going to go to Worlds, we'll probably be the 3rd team to get in. So right now it's really cutthroat. Every game means a lot to us, and this is probably the hardest week we're going to have before the Super Week because we've got Alliance and Rocket who we've already beat. So we're looking well informed to go to Worlds, provided if we beat Alliance tomorrow, I'm calling it SHC going to Worlds.
Do you have any opinion about which other 2 teams will go?
I think Alliance and Fnatic, and then it's going to be between us, Rocket and SK. Out of who'll get the 3rd spot. So yeah, it's all really close for 3rd right now, but I think Alliance and Fnatic are looking strong enough to get the 1st and 2nd spots.
Anything you want to say to the fans, sponsors?
There was some people with UK flags and stuff, and that was awesome. I'd like to thank everybody tweeting at me, everybody getting involved. And then, of course, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Acer, Cooler Master, and CM Storm.
Thank you very much for the interview. Best of luck in your game tomorrow.
Thank you very much.